Okay. Good day, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for making your time to be with us today. I know that everyone joining us today has responsibilities, meetings, and priorities competing for your attention. So I sincerely value the time you have set aside for this session. Some of you have already been observing Invorium for months, while others may only recently have begun exploring the company. In either case, today we'll give you a detailed and practical view of the ecosystem and the thinking behind it. For those who don't know me personally, my name is Mark Ferrer and I serve as Chief Marketing Officer at Invorium. My background combines strategy communication, digital systems, operational development, and the construction of high performance teams. Together with our CEO Robin and the wider Invorium's team, our focus has been to build a financial infrastructure that connects capital and professional market expertise in a more organized, transparent, and scalable way. With that context established, let us move directly to this presentation, and I'm going to share my screen right now with you. Yeah. So, the logical starting point is the central question. What is Invorium and what purpose was it built to serve? What then is Invorium? In straightforward terms, Invorium is a CD5 financial infrastructure whose corporate materials record authorized share capital of $416 million. It combines centralized administration with decentralized and blockchain enabled functionality to create a controlled environment for capital allocation, operational supervision, risk procedures, and transaction transparency between participants and the business counterparties. The ecosystem of Invorium is designed to connect three major groups: capital belonging to individual participants, capital belonging to companies, and professional trading and arbitrage organizations that may require liquidity for their operations. The basic mechanism can be summarized as follows. Participants place the capital into structured deposit agreements on the platform. That liquidity is then made available through collateralized short term credit agreements to trading and arbitrage companies that have passed Invorium's internal review process. Those professional companies use the borrowed capital in their own market operations, and after the credit cycle is completed, they return the principal and pay interest for the use of these funds. A corresponding portion of that interest is then allocated to participants through the platform. That is the model in the simplest form, and is it the foundation for everything else we will cover. It is equally important to define the boundaries of Invorium's role. Invorium is not presented as an exchange, a retail trading terminal, a hedge fund, or an internal algorithmic trading operation. The company itself doesn't execute any kind of trading or arbitrage strategies. Those activities are performed by external professional operators with their own teams, systems, infrastructure, and market expertise. So, Invorium's function is to provide the framework around those activities. The company evaluates financing applicants, organizes the credit protocols, establishes collateral requirements, manages the movement of capital, maintains account records, provides operational reporting, and supervises the overall structure through which the financing processes take place. So, Invorium LLC is registered in St. Vincent and the Grenadines under the document number 4382 LLC 2026. The jurisdiction offers an international corporate framework that supports the global operations, cross border accessibility, and an adaptable legal structure for serving participants and business parties in different regions of the world. So, Let me condense the identity of the company into one clear statement. Invorium is a centrally administrated financial platform supported at the same time but decentralized capabilities. It links private and corporate capital with the professional trading and arbitrage businesses through collateralized baked credit protocols. Invorium doesn't pretend itself as a trader, the exchange, or the investment fund. Its primary product is the infrastructure that makes the relationship between capital and professional market operators organized, measurable, and manageable. You have heard me use the term CD5 several times. Let us now clarify what this means in the practice. So, CD5 is the operational basis on which the platform is built. Some of you already work with this concept regularly, while others may know the two but separate models, but not the combined term. So, the first model is the centralized finance, or CFI. Traditional banks, investor companies, brokers, and professionally managed financial institutions operate through decentralized structures. There is a recognizable legal entity, an accountable management team, internal procedures, compliance controls, and a defined organization responsible for client operations. So, the weakness of this model is often limited transparency. The clients see balances and statements, but they rarely see the detailed movement of the deployment of the capital behind those figures. So, in the second model is the decentralized finance, or DeFi. The DeFi relies on the blockchain's networks, the smart contracts, and digital protocols instead of a conventional financial intermediary. It can provide speed, open access, and a high degree of on chain visibility. At the same time, it can be technically demanding, exposed to substantial volatility, difficult for non specialists to navigate, and subject to a regulatory environment that is still in developing in many jurisdictions. So, CDFI, it combines selected strengths from both environments. From the centralized finance, it takes professional administration, custody procedures, risk controls, identity verification, compliance processes, client support, and organizational responsibility. And from the decentralized infrastructure, it takes the digital asset flexibility, continuous operation, rapid settlement, and the possibility of blockchain verification where it's relevant. So, the easiest way to remember this concept is like follows. CDFI places modern digital finance inside a managed and accountable operational framework. It seeks to combine the discipline associated with professional financial institutions with the accessibility and efficiency of the blockchain technology. If we convert the comparison into practical criteria, the CDFI structure gives to Invorium the capacity to provide regular and identity procedures similar to the centralized finance rather than the anonymity common in purely decentralized environments. Also, the operational transparency supported by platform reporting and, in relevant cases, the blockchain data. Also, the structured asset custody and defined security process instead of requiring every participant to manage all the technical risk alone. Also, the greater speed and digital asset flexibility that many conventional financial systems can offer, and the continuous risk monitoring and professional oversight rather than relying exclusively on autonomous code. So, this combination is the practical value of the CDFI. It is intended to reduce the disorder, complexity, and uncertainty that often surround decentralized markets by introducing procedures, accountability, verification, and managed infrastructure. For Invorium, the CDFI is not simply just a branding term. It is the design principle behind the platform. It enables the structured deposit, collateral backed lending, continuous monitoring, account level reporting, and the location of results within one environment that can function continuously and serve participants internationally. Now that this architecture is clear, we can examine the market problem that made the creation of Invorium relevant. The underlying market imbalance is easy to recognize in these days. In one side, we have individuals and companies that possess capital and they want to use it productively. Many of these people don't want to become professional traders. They don't want to spend every day studying charts, managing multiple exchange accounts, or testing strategies, monitoring volatility, or carrying the emotional pressure of making constant market decisions. And on the other side, of course, they also have valid reasons to avoid transferring money directly to unknown traders or organizations that they cannot independently evaluate. And in the second place, we have established trading and arbitrage businesses. Sometimes these companies may already have experienced personal, specialized software, access to exchanges, tested methods, and a history of market activity. But their challenge is often not a lack of expertise. It is the difficulty of obtaining consistent, organized, and transparent financing that allows them to increase the scale of their operations. This creates a clear gap. The capital is searching for professional deployment, while professional operators are searching for a scalable liquidity. That that is what has traditionally been missing in a structured connection between the two. So that leaves a large number of people with capital but without practical access to professional operators or institutional terms. So Invorium is designed to address that problem by aggregating smaller and larger allocations through one platform and organizing their deployment through the credit protocols. This is the meaning P2B, people to business. It creates a road through which people and companies can hold capital, can connect with businesses capable of using that capital professionally. The value is not limited to introducing one side to the other. Without an infrastructure, such as Invorium, for example, an individual will need to allocate professional traders personally, verify their legitimacy and operating history, and negotiate a relationship without institutional support. And of course, and carry the legal, technical, and operational risk alone. That is difficult to scale and can expose the participant to unacceptable uncertainty. Within the Invorium model, the company performs the counterparty review, structures the credit relationship, requires collateral, manages the operational flow, and provides account and transaction information. The participant is therefore not expected to recreate an entire institutional due diligence and lending framework independently. At the participant level, the principal decisions become the amount, for example, how many amount they want to allocate, and the protocol that best corresponds to the intended strategy and their time horizon. So this is also why the CDFI structure is important to both sides of the ecosystem. It supports structured asset handling, the KYC and AML procedures, organized financial models, professional infrastructure, ongoing monitoring, regular reporting, and the distribution of the capital at a scale. So, the strategic purpose of Invorium is therefore to make a level of structured access historically reserved only for larger investors, available to a wider group of participants while preserving the process and control required for professional financial activity. Oh, good. Now I see that we have reached 2,000 people on this Zoom translation. Very good. So we continue. Before entering to the product portfolio, let us address the annual subscription. Since since it is one of the first operational questions people arise. An active subscription is required to access the complete ecosystem and, of course, create the new deposit contracts. The annual cost is $49.99 and it covers a 12 months period. A reasonable question people may ask is why an annual subscription is necessary when the platform also earns income from credit activity. Well, the purpose is to separate the cost of maintaining the user infrastructure from the capital used in the credit protocols. This creates a clearer division between account services and investment related operations. The subscription supports four principal areas. First, it contributes to the administration of the personal account and back office, including servers, system maintenance, data processing, updates, and the stable operation of the dashboard and reporting tools. Second, it supports the assignment, management, verification, and technical protection of participant wallets within our ecosystem. Third, it funds access to professional support for onboarding, account configuration, technical questions, and operational assistance. And fourth, it contributes to the continuing improvement of the service, including new functions, integrations, security development, and performance optimization. So, in practical terms, the subscription is not presented as a payment for membership in a club. It covers the digital and administrative infrastructure that maintains the account environment, processes user activity, and supports reliable operation of the platform. If the subscription reaches the expiration date, existing deposit contracts are described as continuing according to their original term until the completion. So the participant doesn't lose an active contract. The restriction is that you are not able to open any additional deposit contract until you renew this subscription. So this policy preserves the separation between existing contractual activity and future access to platform services. We can now move to the five deposit protocols and the strategic profile of each one. The protocol range is designed to accommodate different entry points, as well as commitment periods, liquidity preferences, and long term objectives. Every protocol operates within the same codified credit infrastructure. Each includes daily visibility of accrued results, the account reporting through the dashboard, and floating performance linked to actual operations. The difference are the minimum amount, the contract duration, the indicated monthly figure, and the treatment of earned profit. So, every quarter, we conduct a deep review of our marketing system. And here it's important to emphasize this mechanism has already demonstrated its practical visibility and sustainable results. It allows us to adapt our strategy also in a timely manner, relocate resources, and strengthen the most effective areas. Thanks to this approach, the system remains flexible and competitive, even under the conditions of the high crypto market turbulence. We analyze which areas yield maximum results, where the sustainable partnerships alliances are forming, where the completion is intensifying, and where new growth opportunities are opening up. We evaluate not only standard marketing metrics, but also the crypto industry specific metrics: liquidity quality, the stability of arbitrage flows, conversion into active traders, and the reliability of partners' models under the conditions of high volatility. We operate in an environment where changes occur constantly. New exchanges emerge, liquidity shifts, the fees and spreads transform, the influence of regularly factors intensifies, and the market participants' strategies become increasingly complex and algorithmized. So, in such conditions, it is impossible to operate on a static model. Here, only adaptability, precision, and data driven execution can win. So, we decided starting July 1st, we were increasing the yield on deposit protocols for the investors. This change applies to both for newly open-ended protocols and those who already have been active. We view this as a natural step in the system development and a result of the overall efficiency of our ecosystem. So, an automatic increase in yield was applied to all the deposit protocols. And the update average monthly yield indicators, we can see it as follows. The first is Nano. This protocol has a minimum investment amount of $100 and a term of 6 months. It was updated from between 4 and 6% up to 7.5%. Nano is the access protocol. Its purpose is to let a participant enter with a lower commitment, observe the platform over 6 months, and become familiar with the operational flow. The next is Lite. It has a minimum investment amount of $250 and a term of 9 months. It was updated from between 5 and 7% up to 8.4%. Light extends both the time horizon and the capital commitment. It is positioned for participants who understand the mechanism and they want a more meaningful allocation, but without moving immediately into a long term strategy. Next step is Vision Protocol. It has a minimum investment amount of $500 and a term of 12 months. It was updated from between 6 and 8% up to 9.7%. Vision is the balanced profile. With a 12 month term, sits between the flexibility and the duration and is presented as a central option for mid level participants. Also, we have the master protocol. It has a minimum investment amount of $1,000 and a term of 18 months. It was updated from between 7 and 9% up to 11.9%. Master is designed for those participants who accept a longer 18 months horizon and a larger minimum allocation in exchange for a higher indicated operating range. And last but not less importantly, we have legacy. It has a minimum investment amount of $2,500. The term is 24 months and it was updated from between 5 and 7% up to 9.5%. This protocol is structurally different because this uses capitalization. For example, in Nano, Light, Vision, and Master, the profit is described as accruing daily and becoming available for weekly withdrawal without disturbing the principal. But in Legacy, accrued profit remains in the contract and is added to the productive base. So the following cycle therefore operates on a larger amount, creating a compound effect over 24 months. The corresponding trade off is liquidity. Legacy doesn't provide the same weekly profit withdrawal flexibility as the other protocols. The accrued amount remains active for the full 24 months term, and the participant receives the principal together with the accumulated compounded result at the completion. So the capitalization is limited only to legacy protocol because the compounding requires time to produce a meaningful effect. Applying, for example, the same structure to very short contracts will reduce its strategic value. The portfolio, therefore, gives participants a clear choice between periodic access to accrued profit and a long term accumulation strategy. 1 second, please. Several characteristics applies across the full protocol portfolio. For example, supported deposit assets includes USDT, USDC, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tron. On the credit side, collateral may include the gold-backed digital asset such as Tether Gold and Pax Gold, as well as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tron. Our platform materials doesn't state a maximum deposit amount. Any participant may begin with a $100 nano minimum or allocate a considerably larger amount subject to the applicable protocol terms and the personal risk assessment. So the capital can also be divided across more than one protocol. I explained this. A participant may choose a protocol such as Vision for periodic liquidity while allocating another portion to Legacy for a long-term capitalization. So the ability to combine time and horizon is built into the portfolio structure. Every indicator return remains part of the floating model. The percentage shown are operational figures rather than guaranteed fixed interest. And this distinction should remain central when evaluating any protocol. Let us continue with now the P2B partner network within Invorium. So let us go step by step. The first, what is the P2B partner network? P2B, as we already know, means people to business. In simple terms, we can understand it as a structured connection between peoples who participate in the ecosystem and the commercial growth of the company. Within Invorium, the P2B partner network is a partnership model, meaning a collaboration model. Its objective is to allow participants who truly understand the product, who use it, and who trust the structure of the ecosystem to help expand the community and receive rewards for that activity. Now, why did Invorium choose this model? First, because the company made a strategic decision. Instead of investing only in traditional advertising, we decided to strengthen a collaboration model with people who already understand the system. And second, when a person arrives at Invorium through a partner, they don't arrive completely alone. They arrive with an explanation, with guidance, with someone can help them understand the process, the platform, subscription, protocols, the dashboard, and the general structure. That is the heart of the P2B partner network here. Not only attracting people, but guiding them correctly. Now, let us enter to the practical part. How can a partner earn within the P2B partner network? The Invorium's compensation plan includes three main and two additional income streams for partners. The first is the commission rewards from the sale of annual subscriptions. The second is the bonus from the purchase of CD5 deposit protocols. Third, one-time bonus for reaching a rank. Fourth, additional bonus for monthly team turnover. And the last, ambassador bonus. This is the participation of the partners in the company's profit. So let us start with the first income stream, the commission reward for subscription sales. To gain access to the investment opportunities of the Invorium ecosystem CD5 protocols, each user must purchase an annual subscription, and we already saw it priced at $49.99. I'm often asked the question, what exactly are the subscription funds used for? Well, the client's funds go directly to the company and they are used to ensure the operation of the ecosystem, support infrastructure, and secure personal client accounts. Upon registration, 5 personal cryptocurrency wallets for the main digital assets are automatically created to each user: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tron, USDC, and USDT. All wallets are exclusively tied to a specific user and it serves as their operational personal address for operations within the ecosystem. Also, the company's main priority is the investor security. That is why every client receives their own cryptocurrency wallets, which ensures the transaction transparency, secure storage of funds, and the effective management of digital assets. Now, let's look at this in practice. For example, for each paid subscription, you will receive a $10 commission. However, there is a very important rule here. The commission rewards are paid only for partners in your first line. For example, Nancy registered using my referral link and she purchased a subscription. In this case, I receive a commission of $10. But next, Nancy invites Katie. After Katie purchases a subscription, the commission reward is received by Nancy, but I receive nothing because Katie is in her first line. Thus, each partner receives a commission exclusively from personally invited participants. Let's see this with an example. For example, suppose that you have 200 partners in your first line. Each of them purchases an annual subscription costing $50. From each subscription, you will receive $10 commission. 200 partners per $10 is equal to $2,000 in income. Moreover, this commission is recurring. What this means, for example, if a year later these same 200 partners renew their subscriptions, you will again receive a commission reward for each new renewal. So, let us move to one of the most important and interesting types of income, the commissions from purchase of the CDFI deposit protocols. Our system operates on the P2P partner model, which allows you to receive rewards not only from the personally invited partners, but also from their structure up to 5 levels deep. Let's see this. Every new partner, every new customer starts with the Explorer rank, and they receive the following commissions. For the level 1, 8%, level 2, 7%, level 3, 6%, level 4, 5%, and level 5, 3%. Let's see this with another example. So, assume that our friend Nancy has already purchased a subscription and she decided to put her money to work for her. So, she opens an annual deposit protocol for $1,000. Since Nancy is in my first line, I immediately receive $80. But what happened if Nancy were in my 5 referral level? Well, in this case, I will receive $30 because she was in my 5 line of my structure. So that's it. Each partner receives a reward according to their place in the structure. Important feature here, I want to be clear. These commissions are recurrent too. If after 6 months Nancy's deposit terms expires and she decides to renew it for another $1,000, in this case, the system again credits commission rewards to all the participants in the structure according to their levels. Thus, you receive income not only from the new purchases, but also from subsequent renewals of the deposit protocols. And also, as your team grows, your rank grows, and with it, the payout percentage increases. Upon registration, when you reach a new rank, your commissions become higher. For example, in the Builder rank, the level 1 is 9%, level 2, 8%, level 3, 7%, level 4, 6%, and level 5, 4%. I want to briefly tell you about the rank achievement bonus. In addition to increase the commissions, the company pays one-time bonuses for reaching certain ranks. For Builder is reached within $100,000. You need this turnover or required volume, and it has a one-time bonus of $1,000. These funds are automatically credited to your main balance, after which they can be withdrawn or used within the ecosystem. Also, the leader rank is reached with 500,000 of turnover, and it has a one-time bonus of $5,000. Legend is the next step with $1 million of turnover, and it has a one-time bonus of $10,000. An ambassador is related to $1.5 million of turnover. This is the highest rank in the system, but at this level, the company doesn't pay a one-time cash bonus. However, it grants a privilege that significantly exceeds a one-time payment in value terms. We will talk about it a little later. I'm sure this bonus will truly interest to all of you. So let's return to the commissions from the sale of the deposit protocols. And I'm going to show you another example. Imagine that after reaching the legend rank, your payouts for the first line increase to 12%. For example, Nancy decides to open another deposit protocol for $1,000. If previously at the Explorer rank you will have received $80, then at this new legend rank you will receive 120. That's amazing. And now we can move on to the additional monthly bonus, one of the most interesting type of reward in our marketing plan. I want to explain in detail how it works and how much extra you can earn each month. For example, the essence in this model is very simple. In addition to your main referral income, the company grants you an extra percentage based on the amount you have already earned during the month. So the size of this bonus depends absolutely on the total financial turnover of your team. And I'm going to explain you this with another example. Imagine that at the end of the month, your referral income is $39,000 and your total team turnover has reached the $500,000. In this case, you are awarded an additional bonus of 15% of your monthly income. That is, on top of the $39,000 earned, you also receive an additional 5,850. As a result, your total monthly income increases to 44,850. So, this is precisely why developing your team and increasing in turnover directly increase and impacts to your personal earnings. So, now let's look at the other levels. If your team's financial turnover for the month is $100,000, you will receive an additional bonus of 5%. If your earnings, for example, if the team reaches a turnover of $250,000, the bonus size increases to 10%. Upon reaching a turnover of $500,000, you will receive a 15% additional reward. And when the team turnover reaches the 1 million or more, the company pays the maximum monthly bonus, 20% of your total referral income for the month. So, as you can see, this bonus creates a very strong motivation not only to earn personally, but also to help your team to grow. The higher the results of the entire structure, the larger your additional income becomes. Therefore, every new partner, every new client, and every increase in the team turnover brings you closer to even higher payouts and financial results. So, right now it's time to talk about the final and most prestigious type of reward of the entire P2B partner network ecosystem. Yes, I'm talking about the ambassador bonus. Here we start with the main concept of the ambassador rank. In every person's life, a moment comes when their growth and their usual boundaries, and when their goals become larger and their influence extend far beyond personal results. In the P2B partner network, this pinnacle is the ambassador status. At this level, the partner begins to move from simply participating in the network system to participating in the larger business model of the company. The important idea is this: ambassador is not only about earning from your team, it is about reaching a position where your results can connect with the growth of the company itself. So, once someone reaches this level, they are no longer limited only to by the income generated inside their own structure. They become part of a broader model, a profit sharing model. An ambassador is not just another rank in the marketing plan. It is the recognition to the leader has managed to create a strong organization capable of bringing value to thousands of people and making a significant contribution to the company's development. This is the level at which a person stops being just a partner and they becomes an integral part of the large business. So this is where the concept becomes much more powerful because you begin to earning together with the company, not only inside your personal team. For example, the ambassador status is awarded to leaders whose team turnover exceeds the $1.5 million. Dollars. And most importantly, this status is permanent. You don't need to be confirmed every month or requalified. Having reached this peak once, a leader becomes a part of the company's elite community forever. However, the real value of this status is not only in recognition and authority. Until you reach the ambassador rank, your income directly depends on your personal actions and the results of your structure. But after obtaining this status, you move to a completely new level. You begin to receive rewards not only for the work of your team, but you also become a participant in the profit distribution of the entire Invorium's company. This is precisely and exactly where the most interesting part begins. The company has a special fund called the Ambassador Hub. Every month, the company directs the 5% of its entire profit for the reporting period into this fund. After that, the funds are distributed among the all active ambassadors proportionally to their contribution to the business development. Let's look at this more deeply in an example. Suppose that you have reached the required team turnover of $1.5 million dollars and you have received the ambassador status. Currently, there are 10 ambassadors in the company, and the total team turnover of all holders of this status is $40 million. Dollars. Now, let's imagine that at the end of the month, the company's profit amounted to 10 million. According to the program rules, the 5% of this amount is directed to the ambassador hub. This comes out $500,000. So, next, your participation share is calculated. Since your contribution is 3.75% of the total turnover of all ambassadors, you will receive 3.75% of the ambassador hub. As a result, your income for this month will be like this: 3.75% from $500,000 is equal to 18,750. So, ambassador is not just a title, as we can see here. It is a different way of thinking. You start thinking like a business person. You're no longer focused only on immediate income. You begin to focus on building a long-term position inside the ecosystem. And this is not a one-time payout. This is not a bonus for closing a rank. This is not a special promotion. This is the participation in the company's profit distribution. In fact, you're transitioning from an earning model based solely on personal activity to a model of participation in a larger business. You become interested not only in the development of your own structure, but also in the growth of the entire company. After all, the more successfully Invorium develops, the higher the company's profit, and the larger the ambassador hub becomes, and the higher the payouts to each ambassador. And now I want to make a platform walkthrough with you so you can explore all our platform like you were already inside. So this is the dashboard. This is the participants operating center. It consolidates active contracts, accrued results, cycle status, balances, and the overall account position. The value is immediacy. Instead of waiting for a periodic statement, the participant can review their current account whenever they need. So this is not replace the formal reporting or due diligence, but it gives the participant continuous visibility into the information recorded by the platform. Now let's go to the wallet session. Here is the session that manages the supported assets within the ecosystem. It shows the balance of USDT, USDC, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tron, and provides the interface for funding, receiving accruals, and preparing withdrawals. When a new external withdrawal address is added, the platform requires the confirmation. This is an intentional security layer designed to prevent an authorized person from redirecting the funds. The one account per identity policy, KYC controls, and address confirmation all work together as part of the account protection model. And now go to transaction sessions. This session is the complete operational history of your account. Deposits, accruals, withdrawal requests, commissions, status changes, and timestamps. This record serves two purposes. First, it gives the participant a clear internal audit trail, and second, where an operation is on chain, the participant can use the relevant transaction data to verify it independently outside the platform. And now go to the P2P partner network panel. Sorry. This is the P2P panel. Here it consolidates optional partner activity. It displays the referral balance, the referral profit, the turnover, the partner count, your referral link, your current rank, the monthly rewards and bonuses, and the structured partner list. This partner list can show the IDs, countries, registration dates, total investment, generated referral rewards, the number of partners associated with each participant, and filtering by each referral level. As you can see, level 1, level 2, level 3, until 5. This is not only a payment screen, it is a management dashboard for participants who choose the develop of a team. And now go to settings. This settings area functions as the account's digital identity and security center. As you can see here in this tab, security, the document verification is the first barrier. The KYC requires identity verification and a selfie so that the account is connected to a verified individual and protected against identity substitution. Also, we count with the passkey technology, allows compatible devices to use biometrics authentication such as Face ID or Touch ID. Unlike a traditional password, a passkey is designed to resist guessing and many common forms for credential theft. Also, we have the password management. This requires additional confirmation through the available communication channels. Due to that our company works globally with mobile operators, you can fastly manage your account security. And last, we have the active sessions. This provides a live view of the devices, operating system, browsers, and recent activity associated with the account. If you see an unfamiliar session appears, the participant can identify it and take immediate action. And now I want to show you one of the most important sections in our platform. Personally, I feel very proud of this. This session is presented an aggregator connected to the operational system of the trading and arbitrage partners. It allows you to review data associated with the ecosystem as activity rather than simply wait for a final account result. The metrics may include the number of active deposit protocols, as you can see here, also all the active subscriptions, daily company turnover, all the gross profit generated, and also this percent of the loans repayment ratio. The metrics may include, for example, also the arbitrage panels that goes deeper by showing movements of assets between exchanges, blockchains, and the wallets. Depending of the operation, you may see transaction between bridge, swaps, or bridges. As Because almost all of you already understand the basic idea of the arbitrage, we can summarize it in one sentence. An operator seeks to buy an asset where it's priced more favorably and sell or exchange it where the value is higher, while managing the fees, timing, liquidity, volatility, and execution risk. So, let me briefly conclude with an important point here, the security. because trust and confidence is the Invorium's foundation. Our security model includes mandatory KYC and AML procedures, the encrypted user data storage, enhanced authentication controls, confirmation for new wallets addresses, one account per identity, monitoring of suspicious sessions, and server-side protections against unauthorized access, and of course DDoS attacks. The security is not a single certification or one-time event. The presentation states that Invorium conducts internal and, of course, external audits covering authentication, server infrastructure, APIs, service communication, user data protection, suspicious activity monitoring, and resilience against unauthorized access. For example, if you go all deep in our website until the legal information side and you click in the documents, you can find the company materials reference. For example, the certificate of formation, the certificate of exemption from direct taxes, the certificate of exemption from import duties, and the minutes of the organizational meeting recording the authorized share capital. So the registration is intended to be independently searchable through the relevant Saint Vincent and the Grenadines registry. I'm going to show you. In this website, Financial Services Authority in Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, this is the official website. In this option, Entity Name Search, if you type Invorium, as you can see, here is all the legal information about the registry of the company. So remember, Invorium connects capital with professional trading and arbitrage companies through the structured credit protocols. The company itself doesn't present the model as direct proprietary trading. It manages only the infrastructure around the selection, collateral, capital allocation, reporting, account security, and distribution. The protocol portfolio gives the participants different choices based on commitment, duration, liquidity, and of course the capitalization. The dashboard, transaction history, wallets, settings, and insight sections are designed to make the participants' experience measurable and visible. The P2P partner network is an optional growth channel that remains separate from the protocol performance. At the same time, informal participation requires more than understanding marketing presentation. Every person should verify the current legal documentation, the product terms, risk, fees, withdrawal procedures, and operational evidence, and should make decisions according to personal circumstances, risk tolerance, and the independent professional advice. For those who want to continue, the next step may be reviewing the legal documents, exploring insights in greater detail, speaking privately with the team, or opening an account only after completing personal due diligence. All information about Invorium company and the access points should be confirmed through Invorium's website and its verified communication channels, including Instagram, Medium, Telegram, X, and YouTube. Please avoid unofficial profiles or individuals who cannot be verified as authorized representatives. Thanks to all of you for your time, for your attention, and your interest, and I hope see you next time. Have a good day.